Franklin has that special magic about it, where you have people from literally all over the world coming together, living together, experiencing life together. And I think that we could just kind of take this and blow it up into a much larger realm. I think we would all be better off.
The fact that it's such an international community that sort of teaches sort of a cultural awareness, in a sense, and a cultural respect.
Learning that it's okay to be different and to have different viewpoints and different perspectives, but being accepting of that.
The way they interact in their dorms and the student activities that they do is in itself a lesson in how to deal with other cultures and people of other nationalities.
Go out there and take a chance with people and really travel and meet the world with these people.
He who does not know another language knows nothing of his own. And I enlarge that to cultures, to international relations. It's the finding out in the otherness of what's around you as to who you really are.
This university really encourages each one to give back to the world and to do something. And I think that's the unique thing that Franklin brings to each and every student.
In December of 1969, 4 of us who were teaching and administrating at the college, and one Luganese businessman, decided that we were going to found a new college and keep the concept of an international American education, higher education in Europe, along with academic travel, going. So we chose the name Franklin College after Benjamin Franklin, who was the first American ambassador from the New World to the Old World. And we rented a villa right on the lakefront in Lugano, in Paradiso, for our first academic year. We opened in September of 1970 with 72 students and 10 faculty members. The students were American high school graduates who were almost given pre-admissions at very selective American colleges if they completed successfully an academic year abroad at Franklin.
And then the academic travel, which the most interested students in a given field would take into a place that would highlight that field. I remember, for instance, going on a weekend to the island of Elba, when we came to the episode of Napoleon, the Napoleonic Wars and his exile afterwards.
I ended up being the resident expert on Czechoslovakia, as it was then called. And I was so enthused by those academic travels that I actually started to learn Czech, if you believe it, in my enthusiasm for that, an impossible language. But anyhow, we had fun.
At the beginning of freshman year was that all of the students assemble in New York City. And we were booked for crossing the Atlantic on the Leonardo da Vinci. And we started classes in 2 of the card-playing rooms and the movie theater, which was, of course, the lecture hall.
We flew in as a group, and we were bused from Milano. And then it was like, we don't have a place to live, we better find a place to live.
Well, Franklin College at that time was a small school. It was just a little over 100 students. I did 2 years and I loved it. One of the first things we did was we did a boat cruise. I remember on that cruise was when I learned how to say ciao bella and molto bene.
One of my first memories at Franklin was the trip to Valley Brzozowska. We had to jump off these huge rocks into freezing cold water. We had no idea what we were getting into. We had no idea the amazing experiences we'd have over the next 4 years.
I mean, what's been done in so few years? You just look around, and I remember when Villa Panera was bought. That was a big thing. Having moved around in old villas, and then the villas were sold, and then finally we had our own
I say to people, it's too bad that I didn't keep a list of all the places we looked at as possible campus sites. It would be an awesome list that would encompass the most improbable places.
Villa Cirla was a absolutely magnificent historic villa right on Lake Lugano. We found our second home in Loreto in the Ferrari Villa, where we lived for 3 years, and then we went up to Via Serengo until 1984 when we bought this campus.
Franklin has kept up its promise that it had back then.
I think it's progressed, developed, moved along in a way that I never would have imagined. I'm so impressed. And when I meet the students and when I talk to them and when I hear about what they're doing, it's so apparent how close the students and the faculty become. It's really special.
It would be normal that a professor would take a group of students into the valleys or down to Milan for a performance at the opera. Our faculty staff was completely available to the students. There was a very close interrelationship.
My favorite Franklin moment is we were fortunate enough to go to last year's commencement and to watch how the professors interact when they're on stage with the graduates going across and how much they all mean to one another. It's very touching, it really is.
If you don't care about them as human beings, all that means nothing. So it's really important, you know, we believe in direct student-professor interaction, and it really matters that you do get to know your students very well. I think that's the one thing that I really learned at Franklin. And essentially, it makes you a better teacher, but it also makes you a better human being.
The international feel of this place, I mean, that really adds to the curriculum, the dynamics in the class discussions, debates oftentimes, but that's all part of the learning process.
We go above and beyond in allowing the students the space, the learning space that's safe to be able to practice and to be able to generate interesting new ideas.
And one of the things that the chairman of the board impressed upon me was his desire that Franklin achieve Swiss recognition. He wanted it to be the equivalent of a Swiss university.
In 2005, Franklin College Switzerland had its bachelor's programs recognized by the Swiss Accrediting Organization. And after 2005, we spent time really focusing on research in the classroom, and faculty research. And in 2013, that was recognized again by the Swiss Accrediting Organization, and Franklin University Switzerland was born.
I was so proud of us when we gained full Swiss accreditation. It makes all the difference in the world.
Beginning of the year at the university, you could feel in the community here the change that took place. Franklin is now a resource for more than just the students who come here. It's a resource for Lugano, it's a resource for Ticino.
I dream that Franklin continues to grow and continue to evolve and continue to meet the needs of students from every corner of the world.
I hope more people in the world recognize us for what we have to offer.
I would like to see us complete the campus in building the final phase of our building project across the street.
I just hope Franklin can grow and prosper and be a leading influence on the way we educate students.
I think a lot of people have these fond memories of Franklin and they value their experience with Franklin, and they would like to also have their children experience that.
Franklin is one of the most special places in my world.
Franklin is liberating.
Franklin is a transformational international educational experience.
Franklin University is a beautiful place to study and to live.
Franklin is family. Thanks to Franklin, I have family all over the world.
Franklin is home.
For me, Franklin is entrepreneurial.
Franklin is a place for people who are looking for a transformational life experience.
Franklin is a means to open people's eyes so that we become more accepting as human beings and a way for the future.
I'd say it's a lifestyle. And I think students coming here from all over the world learn to be together with other nationalities, and they learn how it is to live in a foreign country.
Franklin is a place where we were constantly faced with sweet challenges, but those challenges were only there to make us grow, to make us become better, more cognitive people.
Franklin for me means transformation. Franklin for me means mind opening.
Franklin means adventure. It means traveling the world, getting outside your comfort zone.
Franklin is the most unique educational experience in the world.
Ask any student who has been here, he will say those were formative years. They changed my life.
Will just took the words out of my mouth. No matter where you go, and I apply it to myself as well. It changed my life.
Mine too.
That's a good place to end.
That is.